Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning into today's broadcast. I'm Wayne McDonald. You're listening to Living Abundant Life. It is our purpose to help you live an abundant life and help you transform your family legacy, become the hero of your home, and live every single dream of your heart. We're here to serve you. When education and inspiration come together, there's an explosion. And we are here to serve you. I want to talk to you today about living to give. The great leader of our time that teaches on leadership has wonderful books. John Maxwell made a statement. He said, "You make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give." Let me repeat that again. Listen closely. You make a living by what you get. You make a life by what you give. When it becomes all about us, you're on the path of hopelessness and despair. When it becomes about serving others and reaching out and taking your gifts and your talents and your abilities and touching lives, then you're going to live an abundant life, you're going to live an enriched life, and you are going to be so fulfilled as you live to give. That's what I want to talk to you today about. You know, during this month of December, this is an opportunity for all of us to be able to give, to be able to reach out. And we can do that in a lot of different ways. You can do that through giving of gifts. You can do that by the fact and the reality is people are more open this time of year than they are any other time. Lead somebody to Jesus. Take some time to tell someone about the goodness of God and the love of the Heavenly Father that He has for them, that He sent His Son. The blood was shed, and blood is speaking today on my behalf and on your behalf, declaring us holy, unblameable, unreprovable in the sight of our Heavenly Father because of that precious, holy blood. Take time to give out. You know, years ago, my wife and I, we did a lot of street ministry. And one time we showed up on a Saturday morning. We were going to go out and do some street ministry. We showed up at this church, and there was a woman that showed up there that morning, and she was very depressed. And one of the leaders that was there, that was a part of that ministry, he took probably anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes, and he just ministered to her. He encouraged her. He prayed for her. He took a lot of time with her. Well, after he was done, it didn't appear like anything changed. The woman still seemed depressed and was still talking about all her problems. She went out on the street and began to minister to people. She looked beyond herself and put her eyes on other people. And she began to encourage them, and she began to minister to them. Well, after about an hour and a half or so, we all came back and we were getting ready to disperse and go our separate ways. And the woman's countenance was totally different. Her whole countenance had changed. There was an absolute difference. What happened? She was giving out. She was pretty much beside herself. After she went out on the streets and ministered to people, she was dancing all over, and she was telling people about some of the lives that she encountered and how she was able to encourage them and pray with them, minister to them. What happened? She was able to look beyond her situation and her circumstances and able to pour into others, and life was being poured into her. I'm talking to you today about living to give. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. You make a living by what you receive, but you make a life by the outflow, what's going out of you. The Dead Sea in Israel is dead because there is an inflow, but there's no outgo. And the same is true in our lives. When there's inflow, but there's no outgo, we begin to become emotionally and then sometimes physically sick. Because God created us as givers. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever would believe in him would not perish, but would have everlasting life." And we are created in his image and likeness. We are designed to give. Years ago, the Spirit of God quickened something to my heart. I was newly married, and he said, "You will either live to give or you will be forced to give." And then he began to just download revelation in that area. And he began to give me illustrations and began to tear back the curtain and show me what he meant by those words. He said, "You'll either live to give or you'll be forced to give." Let me break it down for you. Those of you who are married, you either live to give to that husband or that wife, that spouse of yours, or you're going to feel like you're being forced to give. You're either going to live to give and you're going to be generous, you're going to meet that person's physical, mental, emotional needs. You're going to go out of your way to be a blessing to them. If you have children, you're either going to live to give to them or you're going to have the attitude, "All these kids do whatever, they always complain, they just want more and want more." You're either going to live to give or you are going to be forced to give, because there are things that you and I are going to have to do for our spouse and for our kids. It's just a part of life. Now, if you're healthy in your mentality and the way you view it, the way the Father views it, if we're living to give, it's going to be something that you're just releasing the nature of God in you, and you're going to do it with joy. And you're going to see in giving out, there's going to be so much that's going to be poured in. Like that woman who showed up to do some ministry on the street one morning years ago, and she was depressed. She was so focused on her problems. All she could see is her problems. But she gave out. I want to encourage you during this Christmas season, during the month of December, give out. Give of your time. Give of your talent. Give of your treasure. Give, because you're going to discover that as you give, you're going to receive so much in return. Live to give. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. So I just want to encourage you this month, look for an opportunity to be able to give out in some capacity, in some way. Lift someone up, encourage somebody. Someone could be going through a very tough time right now, and you have words of hope, you have words of strength, you have words that bring life, and encourage them and lift them up out of that place of pit of despair. So I want to encourage you with these words. I hope you're enjoying the journey. Thanks so much for tuning in. I just appreciate you watching. We are here to serve you. We are here to help you live an abundant life and to transform your family legacy so that you can become the hero of your home and live your dreams. Now, I encourage you, go over to the website, www.voicetothenations.com. Pick up a copy of 7 Keys to Living an Abundant Life. This will transform your family legacy. You want to transform your family tree? There are 7 things that I have done for the last 20-some years, and I put them in place every day of my life. And I put those strategies, those keys in this book to be able to better serve you so that you could digest this. And I kept it short. It's 120-some pages long. It's like a handbook. You can read it through over and over and over again. 7 Keys to Living an Abundant Life. It's going to revolutionize your family tree. It's going to change your life. It's going to put you on course with your relationship with God. It's going to put you on course with exercise and nutrition and your relationship with your husband and your wife. It's going to put you on course in discovering your God-given purpose. It's going to put you on course and teach you how to manage your money, how to multiply your money. It's going to tell to you about multiplying your gifts and your talents. And it's going to talk to you and give you practical strategies of the importance of rest and some practical things you can do before you go to bed at night that will help you get a full rest so you can be rejuvenated and regenerated to enjoy the journey and fulfill your destiny. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember to log on www.voicetothenations.com. You can also read the daily devotional that we have, a brand new one every day for you. Pick up a copy of the book. Buy one for yourself. Buy it for someone as a Christmas present. It'll transform and revolutionize their life. You can also download 7 Keys to Living an Abundant Life on Amazon.com. Go over to Amazon. You can download it as an ebook. Just put in 7 Keys to Living an Abundant Life, Wayne McDonald. It'll come right up. Download a copy. Read it through again and again and again. You can follow us on Facebook at Voice to the Nations Worldwide Evangelism. You can follow us over there on Twitter, Wayne McDonald. You can follow us on Instagram, Wayne McDonald Abundant Life. Wherever you are, we are. We are here to serve you and help you live an abundant life and help you to live all your dreams. Have a great week. Thanks so much for tuning in.